Hello, my loves. Welcome back for another video. Welcome back to Hailmas, everybody. I will be posting every weekday leading up to Christmas Day. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for tuning in and supporting this channel the way you do. And I wanted to do a giveaway a little bit better than last year because I want to give away more to more people. So for my OG subscribers and Hailmas watchers, I will be doing a daily cash giveaway of $100 a day. The rules are quite simple. First, you just have to subscribe and follow along every day. Second, you have to follow my Instagram at Hailey Gamba. And lastly, just like and comment under this video and every video of Hailmas, and I will pick a new winner every single day and give them a shout out here on Hailmas. Please have PayPal, Zelle, or Cash App available to you so that I can send you guys the money every day. Happy holidays, everyone. Today's giveaway winner is Carol Chero. Thank you so much, Carol, for being a part of Hailmas. I am also so appreciative to all of you guys for being a part of my first week here. Please subscribe and keep watching. You can always win again next week. I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you so much, Betterhelp, for sponsoring today's video. A lot of you guys have been asking how to combat the holiday blues, seasonal depression, and anything that has to do with like burnout, anxiety, and just feeling very meh during the winter time. I have struggled with seasonal depression all of my life, and every year it truly gets easier to deal with. One being I'm more prepared, two being I kind of know what to expect, and three, it goes by a lot quicker the older I get. I have changed so much throughout the years. I used to be someone who was very cynical or negative at times, and as I get older and more experienced and wiser, I realize that what things are doing for me actually propel me forward, including all of the things that I feel when I'm not my best. When I am going through certain seasons of my life, I have a way of changing my mind and my perspective about what it's doing for me rather than what it's doing to me. So I am someone who doesn't look forward to seasonal depression, but I'm not so anxious about it anymore. So I want to talk about the 4 things that I am personally doing to combat seasonal depression this year and every year. If you're someone who lives in an area where you have seasons, you have really cold winters, and you don't really know how to really navigate through these particular seasons, this video will definitely help you because these are actionable things that I'm doing and that I've been doing throughout the years. I also want to shout out Betterhelp for sponsoring today's video. Thank you so much, Betterhelp, for sponsoring Hailmas. Now let's get into the video. Okay, let's talk about today's sponsor, which is Betterhelp. What an absolute perfect sponsor for today's video. First and foremost, this time of year is the perfect time for you guys to get into therapy and talk about how you're feeling. When you're dealing with anxiety, winter blues, holiday blues, and seasonal depression, it's really nice to be able to talk about it with someone that you trust. And BetterHelp is a great way for you to get an unbiased person to be able to listen to you and hear how you're feeling. So BetterHelp is a sponsor of today's video, and they are on a mission to make accessing therapy easier. So what's really great about BetterHelp is in the platform, there is a journal that you can use as a reflection journal to be able to journal your thoughts and your feelings. So what a great way to be able to use therapy multiple different ways and use the platform multiple different ways. You're going to be able to have access to a therapist however way you wish to speak to them, whether it's via phone call, messaging, and even video chat. And there's also group sessions on a number of different topics every day that you guys can join in on the platform. So if you want to have different discussions with a bunch of different people and you want to feel connected and have a sense of community, what a great place to be able to do it. So I love BetterHelp. I have been using them for years, and they are just a wonderful way to access therapy. You're going to fill out a questionnaire, and they are going to match you with a therapist within a few days, very quickly, very effectively. And what's really great about BetterHelp is if you don't connect with your first therapist they give you, you can always switch out and have a new one be assigned to you. So it's a great way for you to feel like you're going to have someone that you can connect to, and you can speak up and say that. If you're struggling in any way and you think that you would benefit from a therapy session, please use my link. It's going to be here on the screen and down below in the description box. It's going to be betterhelp.com/Hailey. So you guys can get 10% off your first month of therapy today. Thank you so much, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get into the rest of today's topic. Okay, the first thing that I think is super important in combating seasonal depression this time of year is setting the mood, setting the tone for this season. Okay, so what I mean by this is create a warm type of energy in your space, whether it's in your home or at your work or anywhere where you can feel that warmth, that brightness, that light. And this really changes the atmosphere tremendously. If you're someone who feels really down and you have all these dark curtains up and you're not really setting the mood in your house, you're not decorating for the season, it can naturally put you in a very lull kind of mood and it can dampen your entire day. Setting the mood can really change how you feel. And this doesn't just mean setting the mood as in decorating and changing your atmosphere, but it's also about embarking on specific activities and hobbies that really embrace this season. If you're someone who's a creature of habit and you just thrive in the summer or the spring or the fall, and when winter comes, you just feel like it's dreary, it's sad, it's cold, it's unbearable, well, what can you do in cold months that makes it better, that makes it more fun? So some of the things that I wrote down is like going ice skating, reading specific books, movie watching, baking, making a bonfire, going camping, literally anything that is going to make it more cozy and fulfilling. When I think of how I can change my perspective on how I can set the mood and enjoy it, I think of places that are beautiful in cold weather, like Switzerland. They make it so magical that when you see videos of different parts of the country just with their Christmas lights and the way that they have their ski slopes and their lodges, it's so cozy, it's so inviting, it's so beautiful. How can you really embrace that in your day-to-day life wherever you live? Can you decorate your space that way? Can you do activities that are going to make the winter time more enjoyable? I like to really plan this out in my mind so that I am able to set the mood. I love decorating, I love creating and inviting and warm space for myself. So having something like that is really going to make the season easier to deal with. Life doesn't have to be a drag just because it's cold outside. Find ways to make it more enjoyable and prepare in advance. Setting the mood is doing things like decorating, buying specific coats, planning different outings with friends, anything that's going to just make the cold weather fun, exciting, and bearable so that you can now prepare for the next season. Also, try to figure out what kind of girly you are. Are you a Twilight girly? Are you a Christmas movie romance type of girly? Are you like a haunted thriller movie kind of girly? Whatever you are, go towards that. Me, I'm a romance holiday movie kind of girl, so I will try to set the mood by putting on a really beautiful Christmas movie that makes me feel excited and happy and romantic, and it just makes the mood and the vibe that much better. So decorate and go towards things that remind you of what you like. Now, the second thing that I do to combat seasonal depression and make it easier to deal with is I make a daily depression to-do list. Now, if you're someone who struggles with seasonal depression and you know it's coming on, you know it's going to happen, and you have to either just accept it or you kind of fight it. I would rather you accept it by getting prepared and making a to-do list. So everybody's depression hits them differently, whether it's just feeling not so great or you completely ignore the things that you know are important, like personal grooming, self-care and hygiene, or just kind of completing a task. So whatever it is, I really think it's important to make a daily to-do list to stick to so that you don't forget these things. Depression can naturally have you forgetting to brush your hair, forgetting to brush your teeth, forgetting to do certain things in your work-life balance. So I think that it's important that if you're already depressed and you're feeling low functioning, prepare yourself properly. Get a nice to-do list, write out everything you have to do, maybe put little sticky notes on your mirror to remind you to do certain things. Whatever it is that's going to require you to get up and do it or to remind yourself to do it, do that. I find that being organized helps me also stay busy, and staying busy gets my mind off of how I'm feeling. So if I'm feeling super and depressed that day, when I'm busy with work and tasks and doing things, it naturally distracts my mind from the thing that I'm trying so hard to get rid of out of my head, which is that I hate this weather, I hate this season, I feel alone, I feel weird, and it just keeps me busy. So whatever you have to put on this to-do list, do it. On your daily depression to-do list, have personal grooming on there. Brush your teeth, brush your hair, eat, rest, work out, whatever it is, put it on there. Anything that's going to keep you busy, keep you organized, and keep you doing all of the things that you need to do to be your best self. Letting yourself go little by little every day is not helping the seasonal depression, it's just hurting you more. And I really believe that getting a hold of it and ahead of it is the best way to combat it. Okay, the third thing that I think is important when you're combating seasonal depression, and this is huge for me, is get rid of self-destructive habits. A huge reason that you are depressed has a lot to do with your own personal habits and how you manage them during this season. So if you are experiencing the winter blues, it could be because you're hoping that your energy and your happiness is easy to attain during this season as it is through other seasons. This season is more about slowing down, resting, holding yourself accountable, bundling up, staying prepared. So you need to keep that in mind, and it will really make or break your day. So a few self-destructive habits that I think you really need to prioritize and try to get a hold of is scrolling, hanging with bad influences, overthinking, criticizing, eating poorly or just binge eating at all, going to bed too late every day. This is really going to affect how you feel. Sometimes we like to distract ourselves with self-destructive habits because we think that if we're embracing vices and we are doing things that maybe feel comfortable in the moment, that it could help us, but it doesn't. It just makes you feel worse about your day because you're not getting the things done that you need to get done, and you're surrounding yourself with negative or not so great energy. Of course, I don't think there's anything wrong with scrolling occasionally or hanging out in certain environments, but if it's something that you're doing all the time or you're doing too much of, it can affect how you perform in your daily life. So definitely get a hold of it. People, environments, and your own personal self will always affect you. So you need to ask yourself, are these things benefiting me? And are they making my seasonal depression better? I also want to stress in this particular tip that you need to take your vitamins that you're deficient in during this season, like vitamin D, vitamin B12. There's a lot of different vitamins that you're missing that the sun will give you, or just specific seasons. So definitely take your vitamins. They will help you and help your mood and help you feel better. Also, light therapy, infrared saunas, sun lamps, and sunlight. Try to get as much of that as you can. Infrared saunas are great for your mental health and it helps you really just center yourself. And the sauna is amazing. I love warmth. So if you're someone who struggles with the cold, maybe you just need to get warm. Also, having a sun lamp at your work desk will be really good for getting all of the benefits that the sunlight would give you during summer. And honestly, trying to get as much sunlight as you can during this season. Don't lock yourself away in a dark room when we only have a few hours of the day with the sun out. Use that time to embrace the sun so that you're not hating the evenings as much. And number 4 for combating seasonal depression is changing your perspective. Now, I know that this sounds easier said than done because at the end of the day, a lot of the times we don't know how we got here, but we know that we're here and we don't know what to do with it. But if you really try to address what it is that is preventing you from being happy, preventing you from getting things done, and preventing you from moving the needle forward, you might be able to get a hold of it a little bit better. So for me, I have changed my perspective about winter and what it means to me. So what I wrote down was I view winter as quick and fun because it's a season. If I am aware of the fact that this will come to an end, it makes it a little bit easier and I navigate it better because the older I've gotten, the less seasons felt as long. When I was a kid, winter would feel so long and it would feel like it was dragging, and summer would feel like a blink, which summer still feels like a blink to me, but winters are starting to feel like that as well because I've gotten older and I've accepted that seasons are wonderful and that we can use that time to reevaluate, to focus, to hibernate. Look at winter as your resetting period, as your time to step away, reevaluate, refocus, start making some new goals for yourself, manifest. Use this as your inside time. You don't really have much FOMO in the winter because nothing's going on. So all the things that you need to get a hold of, that you need to start working on, you can do now because there's no outside distractions. So I have learned to change my perspective as to what winter feels like for me. It's also the perfect time to start your workout journey. So set a timer for your summer body. Anything that you want to start, that you want to work on, that require you to be focused and inside and really just lasering in on, this is the time to do it. So that is something that can help shift your perspective on winter. I also think that this is a great time to view it as a season where you can lean on family and friends a little bit more. There's a lot more time for you guys to be watching movies together, hanging out, talking on the phone, connect with people that you love and that you trust. It's definitely not the best time of year. I don't love the cold. I don't love having seasonal depression. But when I actually address a lot of these things, I feel a lot better and it makes it more bearable to deal with. Obviously, we can't always prevent depression and make it go away, but we can really help and aid in making it better. These are the things that I'm personally doing to really help me combat seasonal depression. I hope that this kind of gave you a newfound approach to how you guys can walk into the winter a little bit more resilient and feeling good about this season. It's not the best, but view it as magical, as a holiday, as fun, as a great way to refocus, reset, and hibernate. I love this for us and we can all get through it together. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and enjoyed Hailmas Day 5. We completed a whole week of Hailmas, guys. I will see you guys on Monday for Hailmas Day 6. I hope you guys have the most amazing weekend and I will see you guys then. Bye everyone. Mwah.